Alright, check it out everybody. Coach Corey here again with another video. Today, I'm going to discuss what is the best diet, right? So I get asked, I don't know, about a couple dozen times a day at least, what the best diet is. So I wrote down the 10 diets that I have personally tried in my life. So we're going to start with the standard American diet, right? It's what everybody starts at, or I should say most people, right? So the standard American diet, you got shit like McDonald's, fast food, fried foods, you know, just shit. You're drinking soda every day, you're eating like shit, you're feeling like shit, right? That, I don't recommend. That's where a lot of people I talk to start. They start out where their family has inherently given them that diet over the years, because I don't believe that genetics play as big a role as everybody says, because if your whole family eats like shit, you're going to eat like shit. So that's just how it is. I mean, they say diabetes runs in the family, but if the whole family's eating like shit, the whole family's going to get diabetes. That's just the way I see it. You know, I haven't done much research into it. I've just observed and realized that with most families, it's passed down generation through generation by the way the family cooks, the way the family eats, the way the family lives. Thus, the children are raised that way, they grow up, they live that way, right? Number 2, IIFYM, or if it fits your macros. Now this spins off of any diet really. You can essentially use it for any one of these or any diet that you choose, and essentially it's not like meal planning. You don't plan out your meals, you basically do it if it fits in your macros. So if you have 200 proteins, you know, 75 grams of fat and 200 carbs, say, just baseline, right? If you can fit, you know, a bunch of junk food, you know, if you can fit pizza and ramen noodles and 4 protein shakes a day, and that fits your macros, you know, you're hitting all your proteins, carbs, fats within a 5 higher or 5 lower gram ratio, good for you. But it's all about health, right? It's all about overall health. It's not about if it fits in your macros. Works for a lot of people, didn't work for me. The bodybuilding style diet. So back in 2012, when I first lost all my weight, I was doing a bodybuilding style diet. I was doing 240 grams of protein, 240 grams of carbs, and like 65 grams of fat. I would meal prep 6, 7, 8 meals a day, you know, lean ground beef, lean ground turkey, you know, no cheese, no dairy at all. I just fucking cut everything out. I was eating broccoli with every meal, brown rice with every meal, and I fucking lost 115 pounds, right? But then I gained it all back because I stopped doing the diet. It works for bodybuilders. You know, you need that rush of carbs, you need that rush of protein, you need that low fat. That's how they use to get shredded. Works for some people, worked for me for the time. Tried it recently, I didn't like it anymore. I don't like being that restricted in my diet. Weight Watchers, or as I like to call it, if it fits your points, right? It's the same concept to me as if it fits your macros, but if it fits your points. So for me, when I tried it, I was at like 45 points, which I talked to a few people, they said that's fucking astronomical. Not many people start with that. Tried it for a few weeks, I didn't like it. I didn't like having to count the points, because I didn't want to go buy another app, because I already bought an app to track my food. I used MyFitnessPal for the longest time. That's what I used way back when I lost all my weight, but I found a new app that's better, paid for it, it's all good, right? I didn't like Weight Watchers. I didn't like having to restrict myself to a point ratio every day. Yeah, I restrict myself to calories to lose weight, to, you know, to get in better shape, but I didn't like the point system. So cross that one off for me. Go to number 5, current diet I'm doing, the ketosis diet, or as people call it, keto, right? 70 to 80% fat. Eat a lot of fatty foods. I eat bacon almost every day, chorizo, grass-fed butter, coconut oil, ghee, duck fat, beef tallow, a lot of meat. I lean more towards the carnivore style of dieting, which I didn't put up there, but carnivore diet, basically you omit all plant-based shit, like you don't have any vegetables, any of that stuff, which supposedly there's a lot of science to back up why that works. For me, I use spinach every once in a while, kale, occasionally. I use asparagus on occasions, but other than that, I eat stuff like salmon, tuna steaks, mayo. I'm trying to get away from so much dairy, but I do eat a lot of fucking cheese because on keto, you know, the shit helps. Like right now, every day, instead of bulletproof coffee, I have basically sweet milk tea, as I like to call it. My cousin went to Japan and brought some back, but I tweaked it a little bit and I basically make green and black tea mixed, and then I put 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. The one I get has no carbs in it. Supposedly on the packaging has no carbs. And then 2 tablespoons of stevia in this big ass cup, and it tastes fucking phenomenal. That's how I break my fast. Get to that in a little bit, but keto, that's what I'm personally doing. I've lost about 12 pounds in the last 4 weeks, only because I've been cheating a lot, doing a lot of shit I shouldn't be. Made a lot of fat bombs. Those fucking come in handy a lot. A lot of coconut oil. I can't have avocados because I'm allergic, but avocado oil is great for keto. Essentially with keto, you want to keep it under 20 net carbs a day. Some people can get upwards of 50. Some people say that they stay in ketosis with 100 if you're very active. I like to stay 20 net carbs or lower. I try to stay 10 to 15. Some people count total carbs and want to stay under 20 total. That's cool. I've been staying under 20 total actually because I've just been eating nothing but steak, hamburger, ground pork, chorizo, kielbasa. Lunch meats are really good with cheese rolled up in them. You know, if you get the block cheese or the organic unpasteurized cheese, you can omit some of the carbs because with shredded cheese they add there's a little more carbs added because they put in starches to keep it from sticking. If you've ever actually, you know, shredded your own block cheese, it sticks really bad because you don't have any starch in there to keep it from sticking. So omit shredded cheese. Shred your own. All right, check it out. So you also want to keep it moderate protein. You don't want high protein. That can fuck with your ketosis. I myself have about 102 grams of protein a day, under 20 carbs, 20 to 30 carbs, and the rest is fat. And I'll get my fat, like I said, from mostly animal sources, but I do consume a lot of coconut oil because I just fucking love it. All right, vegetarian. Before I started keto, I tried vegetarian. And the way I tried vegetarian is I went and bought a bunch of meat substitutes. So I was the meat substitute type of vegetarian. Now, no meat. Some vegetarians have fish and eggs and milk and dairy, right? Some vegetarians only have dairy. Some vegetarians only have fish. Some omit it all. The difference between vegetarian and vegan, which I'll get to later, is vegans omit all animal products. I'm gonna leave it at that now, right? So, my experience with vegetarian, I didn't like it. Only for the simple fact that I took all the meat out of my diet for a whole week. I tried it for a week. Felt great. I ate meat once. We made some baked chicken, had some meat, felt like shit for 3 fucking days. Just goes to show you animal products do fuck with you sometimes, you know, if you eat too many of them, but I just didn't like it. I love meat. Keto works for me. Vegetarian didn't. Kudos to all those out there helping save the animals. I just can't do it. Body type diet. Ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. You have 3 body types, right? They all have certain characteristics. Supposedly, there's different meal type or meal plans, different foods for each body type. I never really got too much into it. I got tested. Forget which body type I was. I didn't like it. I don't like to go buy things like that just because I feel like it's not something that would work long term for me. But that's a body type diet. You figure out your body type, and basically you eat according to your body type style. There's also one that I could add a sub one to that. There's the blood type diet or blood typing diet, which basically you get your blood type tested and supposedly each blood type has a certain number of fats, carbs, protein ratio they're supposed to eat, certain foods to omit, certain foods to include. I've never done it. That's why it's not up here. Eat, stop, eat, or alternate day fasting. Essentially, eat, stop, eat, or alternate day fasting is you eat one day, you stop eating at dinner time, you don't eat till dinner time the next night. That's how I interpreted it. I tried alternate day fasting where I'd eat and then fast for 24 hours, eat, fast for 24 hours. I didn't like that way of eating. If I'm going to do fasting, I'm going to do intermittent fasting, which I'm going to get to next, or I'm going to actually do a long-term fast, like three-day fast, 24-hour, 48-hour fast. 24 hours are kind of low, but 48 hours, 72-hour, 7-day fast, you know, stuff like that. Help flush the endocrine system, help flush all the toxins out of your body, and give your body a break, because your body's always fucking working. Whenever you drink something, whenever you eat something, your body's working. If you drink water, your body works, but not as hard as if you're drinking tea, or if you're eating, a keto waffle, or if you're eating fried chicken, or whatever the fuck you eat. Your body has to break that down, so it's constantly working. It gives your body a chance to say, hey, I don't need to work so fucking hard. Let me relax a little bit and heal myself. That's how I see it, long-term fasting. All right, intermittent fasting, or IF, a lot of people call it. You got 16, 18, 20, and 23. Different allotments. So what do those numbers mean? 16 hours fasting, basically you fast for 16 hours, which usually an 8-hour block of that is your sleep, and then the other 8 hours is your eating window or your feeding window. All right, that is the most common, 16 and 8. Most people start out like that. That's essentially what I started out as, but I didn't like it because that's just the American way of eating, right? You wake up, you didn't eat all night, you skip breakfast because you're in a hurry to get to fucking work, and you don't eat till lunchtime. If that works for you, great. Then I added 2 more hours, 18, and then 18 and 6. So that's what I did for the longest time, is 18 and 6. I loved it. Worked for me, worked for a long time, until it didn't. And I'm going to get to that point in a minute. 20 hours. This is what I normally do. I do 20 hours fasted almost every single day between 18 and 20. I usually break my fast with one of these, right? Then I'll work out, or I'll have this after my workout. Today I'm having it before. Usually I have it before though, and then I'll eat a meal after I work out. The next would be 23 or OMAD. You can do OMAD with 20 and give yourself a long-term, like 4 hours of eating. OMAD is 1 meal a day. You fit all your caloric needs into 1 meal a day. One thing I'll say about intermittent fasting is the longer you fast, the less food that your body needs because it's not working as hard. So if you need 2,000 calories at 18 hours, you might only need 1,800 calories. 20 hours, you might only need 16. 23 hours, you might only need 14 or 15 to lose weight, right? So, personally, you can use intermittent fasting for any diet. You can use it on the standard American diet. You can eat all fucking shitty foods if you want. If it fits your macros, eat fried chicken, eat pizza, eat fucking, barbecued pork, whatever the fuck you want to eat. Have a fuckload of shit. Fit it in your macros, do intermittent fasting, you're good to go. Are you going to be healthy? Probably fucking not. Is it going to work for fat loss? Probably pretty fucking slow. But intermittent fasting is another tool in the toolbox for you to use to lose fat. Alright, vegan. No animal products. Alright, so the difference between vegan and vegetarian. The difference between those two is just that. No animal products, right? No products at all. No wool, no leather, no anything. You can't even have honey. Nothing that is an animal product. No butter, no cheese. Obviously no fucking cheese, but no butter, no honey. Nothing that was used in the production of hurting an animal or that hurt an animal in its production. That is what vegans are all about. I mean, that's how I see it. That's how I've interpreted it. I tried it. I was in the process of eliminating all animal foods. I eliminated all meat. I was slowly getting rid of cheese. I've gotten rid of actual milk. I still have the heavy whipping cream I haven't fucking drank milk in years. I just don't like it. But then I realized that's not how I want to live my life. I understand the struggle of animals, the morality of veganism. For me, it's more about quality of life. And for me to get rid of the things that I enjoy, such as wearing certain clothes or wearing certain shoes or doing certain things, I don't want to feel too restricted. That's how veganism made me feel. So my personal diet right now is keto plus intermittent fasting. And I do plus OMAD, right? These are basically the same thing, but I do keto plus intermittent fasting or OMAD. Intermittent fasting or OMAD. I only eat usually once a day. After I have this, I'll work out. I'll have my huge meal. I might have a small snack afterwards, a couple hours, but I only eat one big meal a day. For me, it's worked. All these have worked until they didn't. For now, keto is working for me. I'm going to keep it up till I lose what I need to lose. So, get back to the question at hand. What is the best diet? All right, check this out. I'm going to tell you in 4 words. What works for you? Right? It's fucking simple. The best diet is what works for you. It's as simple as that. Everything works until it doesn't. The bodybuilding diet worked for me until it didn't. Then I had to adapt and overcome and tweak it. Every single thing in life will work until it doesn't. Every single one of these diets will work for you. If you want to go vegan to save the animals, by all means fucking do it. If you want to use intermittent fasting, do it. If you don't fucking do it. Wake up, eat your fucking breakfast. If you want to do alternate day fasting and it works for you, do it. Body type diet, if you want to go get tested for your body type, go ahead, do it. If it works for you, great. If you want to be a vegetarian because you don't like to eat meat, do it. If you want to go to keto because you don't want to eat carbs and you'd rather have bacon every fucking day, by all means do it. If you do Weight Watchers and you can count your points like a champ and they work for you, go ahead. If you're a bodybuilder and the fucking bodybuilding style diet works for you, or if you're not a bodybuilder and you just want to get in shape and it works for you, do it. If it fits your macros, works for you, and you can go out with your friends every weekend and drink a couple beers and still lose fat, do it. And if the standard American diet works for you, fucking stick with it, right? But there's going to come a point where it doesn't work for you and you have to adapt. And that's what life's all about. That is what the joys of dieting is all about. It's about lifestyle change. You change your lifestyle slowly with progression for what works for you. Keto, intermittent fasting, or OMAD works for me. It's a lifestyle I can fit in. I hate breakfast. I usually don't like eating lunch. I feel great throughout the day. I feel great with the fats. I have more clarity. I have more productiveness when I eat keto, when I omit food for most of the day. It works for me. And when it doesn't work for me, I'm going to switch it up. But that's it, guys. What works for you is what you should do. Done.